My name is Emma Lingle, and today I will be talking about the challenge of integrating ESL students into the curriculum and 3 methods that I found that can be beneficial for these students. One of the reasons why it's a challenge for ESL students to better understand curriculum in the American classroom is because they do not understand English very well. They may not know English at all, and they're in a foreign place. They don't really know where they are, what they're doing, who they're around. So there's a lot of stress going on for the ESL student, especially during the elementary school period time that they are in. But these methods have found to improve their academics and even their social. So for the first method that I'm going to talk about is going to be interactive writing instruction, and this was found for kindergarten through first grade ESL students. What the teacher would do is she would read a story, and then afterwards she would do open-end discussions for the students to talk about the story itself. And with that, the students were able to communicate with each other and with the teacher, and the ESL students felt more comfortable because there was no right or wrong answer to what was being asked or what questions they should or should not ask. They also would compare the ESL students' native vocab to the vocab in the story, which integrated the students better because they felt more at home. They felt like they weren't being excluded from the instruction itself. They would also put together sentences to show them correct writing structure, and they were able to say, why is this correct? Why does this comma belong here? Why does it not? And the students were just better able to communicate with the teacher and be a part of the group because it was more of an open-end type of discussion rather than a you have to be wrong or right, you must raise your hand type of thing. They also did something called sharing the pen, where the students themselves could create their own sentences, and they could work together to create a proper sentence and talk about why they were proper and why they were not. So this improved their English skills academically and their social skills. So this is a very important method that could be used for kindergarten through first grade for language arts. The second one that I will be talking about is paraphrasing math equations, and this was focused mainly on third grade ESL students who were also at risk for math learning disability. And what they did was they took the students out of their normal math curriculum and put them into this study to see how paraphrasing math word equations could benefit them mathematically and through language arts. So what they would do is they would warm up. They would do either math equations or reading comprehension. They would do that every other time. They would also do something called know, find, cross out, solve, and check. And with that, they were able to know what they would go over the sentence, the word problem itself, and talk about what is it, what are they looking for. They would find the relevant information, and then they would cross out the irrelevant information, and then they would solve the equation itself together, and then they would check to make sure that their answers were in fact correct. Now they would do this with their teachers at first, then they would work more independently to see how they were doing, if this was in fact effective. And they found that throughout the study, the students did get better with mathematical equations, and they were better able to understand the words that they had to comprehend in order to understand what they needed for the equation itself. However, when they were brought back a couple months later after the study to see where they were right back to where they were before the study even happened because of the lack of consistency after the study was completed. So this is a good option. However, it must be consistent in order for it to be beneficial for the ESL student. The last one is small group instruction, and this is more for upper end elementary students. Um, this was used for 4th through 5th grade, and what they found was by putting the students in a small group of their peers rather than just sitting and doing a normal lecturing type of situation for the student, they were better able to comprehend their English, and they were better able to socialize with their peers because that's who they were working with. They also found that they were more comfortable talking with their peers and asking questions with them rather than their teachers, simply because they're kids. They have more similar characteristics. They think around the same, and they don't feel as threatened, I guess is a kind of extreme word, but they feel more comfortable with those students than they would with a teacher, because obviously a teacher is an adult figure for that student. But by using the small group instruction, students were better able to complete assignments and socialize with their peers more efficiently. With that in mind, integrating ESL students into the curriculum is a challenge, but there are many methods that can be used in the elementary school's system. As long as the student feels comfortable and at home where they are, and you are consistent with what methods you use in order for them to be successful, they are more likely to be encouraged and more likely to be academically and socially successful. Thank you.